Hey, good morning. This is Alan Buchanan, and I provide location advice to owners and occupants of industrial buildings in Southern California. And welcome to another edition of Tuesday Traffic Tips. Hey, I believe I have a very good tip for you today, and I want to start with a brief backstory. Some of you have asked, hey, how do you come up with these various topics for your Tuesday Traffic Tips? And candidly, a lot of times it's just things that are happening to me with my listings and my occupant requirements that actually morph into tips. So I've got a quick story for you. As many of you know, I recommend touring listings when a cooperating broker wants to see them. I always show up, regardless if the building's vacant or not. That way I get a real good idea as to what's going on with the requirement and if it's a potential fit for the listing. Not to mention it is great feedback for an owner. So I show up for a tour the other day, and lo and behold, the occupant that shows up, I've actually shown two other listings of mine, however, with different brokers. So what should you do in this situation? And that's where the tip comes in. I did two things. The first thing I did is I pulled the broker aside and I said, listen, I want you to know that I toured your prospects through two other of my listings last week. I want you to hear that from me right away so that you don't think I'm trying to pull something fast on you by going back to the office and magically having someone else within my office cold call your client and show them other buildings. So that's the first thing I did. The second thing I did is I called the brokers in my office who had taken them through the previous listings, and I said, hey, here's what happened, just be aware. So I believe it is incumbent upon us to do that, to be straight up. Obviously, if this occupant chooses to have a number of different brokers represent him, that's his prerogative. I could go on and on about that, and maybe I'll save that for another Tuesday Traffic Tip. But be straight up. It'll serve you dividends in the future with your cooperating brokers. It's Alan Buchanan, so I can make it a great day on Tuesday Traffic Tips.